if you said there was an error in those lessons. Imagine if at any point in time you called Allah a slave or a devil. Well, who woke you up then?
Right.
If Allah is a slave and a devil, you show and prove to me that the term Allah equals devil or slave. You show and prove to me that Islam is not the culture or anything in aspects to the black man. We founded that.
So God, what do you hope to accomplish with the discussion and presentation in Willenburg?
It's important, God, because what needs to happen is manhood has to be brought back. And see, there's a lot of gods that's in even Atlanta, Truth from Trenton, New Jerusalem, or North Jersey, or even Newark, or even Mecca. Gods don't know what's going on online. They don't know that the nation, or the lost 5%ers has been dismantled. And the information that's being fed to those who have no access to the gods on the East Coast or Northern East, who might live in Wichita somewhere, they're getting fed poison, God. These guys are online professing how they beat wisdoms, professing how it's okay to make a grafted earth. All this, God, that's the infantry. This is the science. You look at any of the father's old pictures when he's at parliaments, even do the knowledge to his wisdom on audio. All that God was building on is the black man is God, save the babies, a woman's the earth, keep her protected, educated, and let her manifest. But now we're taught to submit to the earth. That same post interview in New York this past weekend, or the weekend before, April 19th, and I was born day, you had a God that says, the woman is not secondary, most necessary. The woman is primary. We are her second half, is what he says. We're her second half. But see, we're in the time right now, God, where you see a man wearing the same type of pants that wisdoms are wearing. Skinny jeans. Where's the manhood in skinny jeans? This is what we're dealing with, God. See, you don't even see God's building no more. What happened to the street corner ciphers? You don't see that no more. See, the father was always out and about building. He got mad flicks where you see him. He's in Brooklyn. He's in the desert. He's in the Bronx. He's everywhere building on the days, man, trying to enlighten people. He had grafters as students because they were so drawn up by his wisdom that he was coming forth. His mere presence manifested a certain level of respect. So they knew he was somebody. They even had to tell him it's Allah. Some child or some other brother up the street was saying, yo, peace, that's Allah right there. When the guy first got shot, they said Allah got shot. They didn't say the slave got shot. They didn't say the devil got shot. They said Allah got shot.
Right.
He gave life. The devil doesn't give life. You call him life. The slave doesn't give life. He condones and produces death. But you call him my father, the devil, show and prove that. But see, that's the way out for many gods, brother. For so many people, is that they don't deal with 120 no more. See, now I have to specify. I call this a 120 bag because when you look in the 80s and even the 90s,
that's right,
everybody had a bag.
I bear witness.
And in that bag was their lessons. They might have had a Quran, they might have had a Bible, but they had their 120 bag, God. They knew 120, but they had their 120 bag. You know why? Because they knew they was going to pick up students on their path wherever they was going. See, it was teaching. Open up the 120 and showing them the mathematics or whatever the case may be. Showing them who and why who we are. See, God, my whole thing is this, God. You can manifest all you want, but in America, God, the Arabs didn't bring Islam. Black men brought Islam in America. I'm talking about nowadays. I'm not even going to go back because there's no question that Islam was not founded by Arabs. Islam was founded, and it is the black man, bottom line.
Right,
but
right.
The bottom line is this, great God. At what point are the gods going to stand up, man up, and build? My phone number, my cell number has been online for over 10 years, God. For anybody to call and build, 609-332-6298. Everybody knows I'm a member of the Great Allah team. I am the Allah team. Our whole thing is we're gonna build. God's is putting the Father's name in public life. We're keeping the name alive. You show me where anybody else is keeping the God's name alive. We are. And then the God what kills is getting dissed because he written books in the name of Allah, volume 1 and volume 2. Produce your own books and show and prove that the black man is God. Give us the history of the nation of God's earth, or law, as the law put it, his 5%ers. I'm a member of the law's 5%ers. Now, you could be, if you want to be a member of the nation of God's earth, praise belongs to Allah. I don't have no problems with that. But until brothers and gods of earth start standing up and doing what they need to do, at this point, I'm a law's 5%er.
Now, for all of those that are watching, that may say, you're in the Nation of Islam, what do you have to say to them, God?
According to my lessons, my Holy Twin lessons, the Nation of Islam is all of this. Father referred us to the lessons. What does the student movement teach us about the Nation of Islam? See, we know it's all wise, right, and exact. Well, how you define a nation? I'm gonna go walk, talk, and do anywhere I want to be, dog. If I want to go into the mosque, give a salute, build with the gods, I'm still self-just, Allah, regardless to whom or what. I acknowledge the black man's God and there is no mystery God. I challenge anybody to test me on my Islam. But so you won't be able to because now you don't subscribe to Islam. So what I'm saying is this is a movement to save Allah's 5%ers. If you want to help me in this movement, you can call me 609-332-6298. You can visit theblackguy.com, allahteam.org. You could just keep your eyes and ears open for the lecture that's coming in Willingboro because everything's real.
What is that lecture called, God?
What's that?
What is that lecture called, God?
The e-gods and earths versus the gods and the earths and the reality. And there's many subtitles. Why we don't use the language we used to use before. Each one teach one. What happened to the gods with the crowns when we used to show and prove what the crown represents?
It's a nice crown too, God.
Indeed, peace to the God. Why we used to call, see, some gods might call this the universal flag. Some gods might call this the pen. God, when I got this, we call it the 120 pen. Because the only way you could get this is if you knowledge 120. And if you went to the Mecca, we had to go to a law school in Mecca. And what we had to do was recite or quote the whole 120, God.
That's right.
Not just a part of it, not a fraction of it. We had to quote the entire 120. Now you can order a universal flag pen online, God. You don't have to show and prove 120. You know why? Because most of them don't think 120 is important anymore. It's just a point of reference. Well, if it's just a point of reference, then why did the Father, when he